We human beings only have one planet to live on.
What are we doing to this planet?
Climate change.
It's actually something that has always happened.
The Earth has a cycle of climate change.
It warms up.
It cools off.
These cycles takes thousands of years.
That's normal.
But then we discovered fossil fuels.
Petroleum, natural gas, and coal.
We use fossil fuels every day, from driving our cars to warming our homes.
Every time we use fossil fuels, we release greenhouse gases.
Greenhouse gases aren't bad all the time. In fact, they are responsible for life on Earth as we know it. The problem is,
When we burn fossil fuels, we are releasing too much of it.
way too much of it.
So we are making the Earth's warming and cooling system cycle to change.
There's more CO2 in the atmosphere than any time in the past 3 million years.
We are also eating more dairy and meat than ever before.
Which releases methane.
Methane is another kind of greenhouse gas.
Greenhouse gases create a shield around the Earth.
The heat that comes into the atmosphere bounces back off the greenhouse gases and then gets trapped.
This trapped heat causes the temperature of the Earth to rise.
So we have climate change?
Yes, we do.
The warmer temperatures
Cause the ice caps and the poles to melt.
and the sea levels rise. The sea levels are rising! Greenland is currently melting 6 times faster than just a few years ago.
Weather patterns are getting more and more extreme all around the world.
Climate change also causes horrible storms.
Record rains and floods in some areas.
Hurricane Maria slamming into the island, and as you heard, one official saying the island is destroyed. Maria is the first Category 4 to hit there in nearly a century. 150-mile-an-hour winds ripping buildings apart, knocking out power everywhere. All of the electricity is out tonight. People ordered to stay inside until at least tomorrow amid fears of more massive flooding to come. And the satellite image tonight showing Maria's massive size, dwarfing the island. No part of it was spared.
It causes extremely cold winters.
It also causes droughts, heat waves, and forest fires in other areas.
Thousands of firefighters from BC and across the country are working to contain or control nearly 550 fires. And they're not getting any help from the weather. The forecast is for almost no rain in the next 7 days. There are dozens of evacuation orders and evacuation alerts in place. And now the fires are having an impact across the country. Huge clouds of smoke are drifting across Western Canada and even into Ontario.
Every year, 300,000 people die due to climate change.
The melting ice caps are causing the sea levels to rise all around the world.
And many people have already lost their homes and everything they had.
This is even more difficult for the smaller island nations
And all the people around the world who live from the land.
Many of them don't even have electricity, and yet they are suffering the most with climate change.
Abayang Atoll, around 50 kilometers to the north of Tarawa, is a different world. It's only sparsely populated. The village of Tibunginako has become a symbol of the impending dangers of climate change. Over the past 20 years, rising sea levels have destroyed Kaboa John's home.
Long time ago, this is the land before. And they used to have manebaya, big house for like gathering people, parties, occasions. And all the people, before they live here, now they all moved to the mainland.
Tibunginako is still home to 70 families. It was the second largest village on Abayang. Rising salinity from daily flooding has made the soil infertile.
Before, I don't care about climate change. When I heard about climate change, and oh, it's nothing. But now, I see the difference, the impact, and it's like worrying me. And I'm thinking, maybe I'm gonna migrate to another Australia or New Zealand, another country, because the sea rising level is increasing.
Usually, these people are in areas who are doing very little damage to the earth.
That's social injustice.
Climate change is the biggest social injustice we are currently facing.
Industrialized countries are able to make the situation better for now.
They can stay inside in air conditioners. Their homes are stronger.
They can move much easier if something goes wrong.
In fact, most people in Canada go about their day using fossil fuels.
Without thinking once about climate change.
Other people are not so lucky. Climate change is real for them and is happening right now.
Our First Nations peoples, for instance, are being most affected, particularly the Inuit in northern Canada.
Khipiu jalang man dat semau nunak juap sila tangan ni hima tay mailing ajo alolong mago anak sa kaya valia tunya mago nunak juap kosi valia tunya laksonitan na khipyak ju jalang man pujong ni lok tapan ito ulo ko anak tunalo nang itu nunak juap mi ulimano amane ukiok tatumio tunya lutaman na ilingang nga ipinaktualo wala to naman manili nunatini at 2000 manok payaso ngata nunami amalo mayong nenang atungin nakatan ino ko sigitsu taman na amalo inuilo halunalo at 2000 nga inyong non ohayo nagpausi malakman halunali sila sukapalian nga ni uhali malakamik makuninga puyok laning
sukkunartuin uhaanaqsausuungummata uvagulli soqqatauvallianitsini inuttigu uhaagunnaneqsaaqutta tamanna upperusugutiu lahisima yorisuuqa suqqataulanganinginniunartuamiun suuglu nuna avativullu uvagullu avitsimayuyaaqti titsisuungummata hallunaan manna avatimaanitlugu makua hallunaa maanitlugu suuglu pitutsiimangituuyaaqtilugu taakkua uhausaha suungummata taimunga uvagulli inuttigut avativullu uvagullu ta atausiugatta.
They're seeing the ice thaw all around them.
Climate change is even thawing the permafrost in the north.
Areas frozen for thousands of years are getting warmer and warmer now.
This causes landslides, floods, and destruction. The warmer weather is also causing fish populations to decrease or move to other areas.
Several populations of Chinook salmon here in BC are endangered.
The salmon is a strong part of the culture and livelihood of the indigenous people.
What is going to happen if the salmon is gone?
A report came out this past April saying that Canada is warming twice as fast as any other country in the world.
It turns out no other country is getting infected as quickly as Canada.
But the worst part is the change it does to nature.
The climate is changing too fast for species to adapt.
If we add this to the destruction of habitats around the world,
then it's really not a pretty picture.
Scientists are saying we're going through the 6th mass extinction.
Every day, more and more animal species go extinct.
What can we do about this?
About all of this?
Actually, turns out there's a lot we can do.
in fact, we can help fix climate change in a very real way.
Number 1, everybody travel smart.
I shouldn't be driving by myself right now. I'm going to pick up some friends right now to carpool.
We are saving the environment.
Bike, walk to school, or use transit.
Electric cars are really good too.
You dirty, sneaky little boy! What are you doing polluting the earth with that nasty bike? Those toxic people, I'm gonna have to give you a ticket for that. $1,000! Yes, $1,000! You and your grandkids to see the whales or not?
This is why you buy an e-car, because they're much better for the environment and much more quiet.
Number 2, eat local foods.
Did you know that every time a truck brings strawberries from California, he burns more fossil fuels than an average car burns in 1 year?
Eating locally grown foods releases much less CO2 in the air.
Local foods are fresher and you're helping your local farm.
Number 3, don't waste food.
Rotting food releases methane, so eat your leftovers.
Composting is also a very good idea.
Number 4, save electricity.
Use your heater or air conditioner only as needed.
Put on a sweater.
Wash with cold water.
Number 5,
Avoid using plastics.
Did you know plastics are made from fossil fuels?
Many animals in plastic bags or jellyfish end up dying from eating them.
Did you know every ocean has one massive garbage patch? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is twice the size of Texas.
Number 6. Eat less red meat.
If everyone stops eating meat just once a week, we would already be making a big impact.
Methane is even more damaging than CO2.
In fact, 1 molecule of methane traps as much heat as 23 molecules of CO2.
We can reduce methane by demanding less meat from producers.
This will reduce the supply of meat.
Better yet, switch to chicken! Their impact on the environment is much smaller, and they release very small amounts of methane. Number 7. Replace fossil fuels with renewable energies such as solar and wind.
We can't really do this one ourselves.
What we can do is write our representatives.
We wrote letters to the Prime Minister asking him to support renewable energies. If the Prime Minister changes, write again.
Making our voices heard is how we change the world.
Number 8. Plant a tree.
Trees are amazing.
They clean the air from CO2, but they also
They help make clouds and clean our water supply.
They also keep the earth cooler.
Planting trees is one of the best ways to revert climate change.
We are doing a fundraiser to plant trees right here in British Columbia.
These trees will help replace the ones destroyed by forest fires.
Join us and help replant our trees.
Let's fight climate